let's talk about Uncharged Swift Smash. This is something that I have been overlooking, but then in my last video, when I started looking at frame counts and cancellations or animation cancellations more closely, I needed to look at Uncharged Swift Smash to say, hey, what was I overlooking? What is going on with all of our attacks? And let's break this down to make sure we have a strong understanding of things. Let's start with Wave Crash 1. Just the first hit of Wave Crash. It is about 40 to 41 frames. Wave Crash 1 does not get any benefits from a step or a weapon action cancel. And so what I mean by that is that 40 frames is universal. You can do 40 frames from a step, 40 frames from a normal. Essentially, its attack cancellation timing has just been relaxed across the board universally. This is different than Wave Crash, the full hit. For full Wave Crash, due to the expansion, its animation cancellation timing has been relaxed or improved for step and weapon action. The animation cancellation frames for Wave Crash, full Wave Crash, is 12 frames. So a full Wave Crash is 97 to 98 frames. If you time it with a step or a weapon action, so let's say you're doing a step counter, wand parry, or element pursuit, you will shave 12 frames off. So that would be 85 or 86, depending on where that actual frame count is. This is similar to Uncharged Swift Smash that also gets a 12 frame animation cancel from step and wand counter. Now let's talk about Uncharged Swift Smash. So this is just a regular Swift Smash. This attack on paper is about 47 or 48 frames. If you just look at this attack, its potency should be 207, 208. There's a rounding thing, so I usually round up to 208. This makes Uncharged Swift Smash stronger than Wave Crash 1, but not stronger than full Wave Crash. This is going to be important later. However, even though it's stronger than Wave Crash, because of that 48 frames, if you were to look on DPS, Wave Crash 1 beats it on DPS. However, and I don't remember if this has always been the case or if this was also something adjusted during the expansion, Uncharged Swift Smash gets 9 to 10 frames of animation canceled when using step or weapon action. And so, for example, I'll demonstrate Uncharged Swift Smash into weapon action cancel. Now I'm going to demonstrate what Uncharged Swift Smash into normal looks like, so you can get a sense of the timing. Then once again, now the weapon action. So it's about 9 to 10 frames, roughly. And I say roughly just because of how the hit determination and the animation canceling works. It's not one-to-one, but this essentially makes Uncharged Swift Smash the same amount of frames as Wave Crash 1. So once again, Wave Crash 1, Uncharged Swift Smash. They're virtually equal. And so what this essentially does is allow you to opt, and I use that purposely, opt to use Uncharged Swift Smash in certain spots. This is where we get into what I call the 50-50 option select. And I'm going to have two examples. Once again, our favorite Bujin and Wukong to see how this all plays out. But essentially, when you're fighting an enemy, if you believe that you'd be able to pull off a full Wave Crash before they attack, so imagine full Wave Crash into counter, then you want to option select for full Wave Crash into counter. If you do not believe you're going to be able to pull off a full Wave Crash, then to be the most optimal, you are going to opt for Uncharged Swift Smash, because Uncharged Swift Smash into weapon action cancel is more damage and thus higher DPS now that we've shaved off those frames than a Wave Crash 1 into wand counter or step counter. Now, this is a very advanced technique, and not because it's difficult, because it's not difficult in execution by pressing buttons, but it is difficult because you have to recognize the enemy attack patterns and what you believe is going to be coming next. This is why I call it a 50-50 option select, because you're kind of flipping the coin a little bit. Wave Crash 1 will always be the safer option, and so of course you can opt for that. But if you want to squeeze out that extra damage and DPS, especially over time, you're going to want to work towards trying to identify what those situations are. This is where Swift Smash charge becomes very, very important, because if you understand your charge Swift Smash timings, which is once again that 130 frames, more or less, you can now also opt for Wave Crash, Swift Smash, Weapon Action Cancel. Why is this important? Why might you want to start working on incorporating your Uncharged Swift Smash? Specifically when you're using Swift Smash Type 3, and that is because of the additional element pursuit meter that you gain. Once again, Swift Smash Type 3 increases element pursuit accumulation. Charged Swift Smash gets an additional 300, so 600 plus 300. The uncharged version gets an additional 100. It now does 300, which is important because this means that during active combat, if you're using this correctly, you're going to be getting that element pursuit much faster while also doing more damage in DPS because you're effectively using Uncharged Swift Smash. So it's essentially doubling down on the damage. But once again, this is going to require that you recognize enemy attack patterns. You have a strong rhythm of what's going on, but then also luck. Hopefully I have covered everything in the Techter expansion now with all these videos that I've released. Of course, you know what comes next. We're going to do some demonstrations for both Bujin and Wukong. And I will preface, this is me still figuring out the mechanics, you know, getting used to the timings and kind of breaking old habits. So it's not going to be perfect, and nor should it ever be, really. But kind of gives you a sense of how to start looking for where you can slot in those Uncharged Swift Smashes. Other than that, let me know your thoughts and comments in the questions below, and I will catch you all next time.